To some, she is Rochester's Mother Teresa. Sister Grace Miller has devoted her life to Rochester's homeless. Now she's upset with a change in her role at the House of Mercy, the organization she founded. As 13 Wham's Jane Chaco reports, it's a move she says she did not expect. Jane?
Yeah, Jenny, Sister Grace has dedicated her life to helping those without a home and have nowhere else to turn. She says she knew someone else was going to take her role, but she didn't expect it this soon.
I love you very much.
Sister Grace Miller founded the House of Mercy 35 years ago and has preached the same message since. Turn no one away.
They're hard to place individuals that need a special look at. They need special care. There needs to be a compassion and understanding.
The homeless shelter has expanded over the years and now has beds for over 90 people. Through it all, Sister Grace never took a penny.
I don't do things for money. I do them out of love for people, love of the Lord, and I know this is what Jesus would do.
The board of directors announced a new executive director, and that Sister Grace would become spiritual director. The search started 2 years ago, but Sister Grace says she still felt blindsided.
I knew it was coming, but I thought I'd have something to say about when I was ready, but I had no say. They just went ahead and did it. I only opened up the House of Mercy to help people, and now you're telling me I'm not good enough to be here.
Mercedes Vazquez-Simmons, Monroe County legislator and longtime friend of Sister Grace, was surprised by the leadership change.
I get the business decision. I just wish it was handled differently.
She says it's hard to think of someone else as the head of the house.
Whenever there's injustice, she's there. She's there to fight. She's there with the people. She's there with the poor. She's there with the voiceless.
The board chairman says the organization is expanding and they need someone to handle the business side, like finances, grants, donors.
Sister Grace completely gets that. That's not her strong suit. She'll be the first to tell you. So in order to free her up to do some of the other things that she's so good at, we want her out in the community.
Sister Grace says her work advocating for the poor and homeless is not over, but her heart is heavy knowing things have changed.
It's my life. I feel like they've taken my life away from me.
The new executive director has a background in human service and behavior health and founded a nonprofit to treat individuals with trauma. Community members are planning a rally in support of Sister Grace next week.
Wilmot Cancer Institute is launching a new initiative to reach out to the community, opening a kiosk at the mall at Grease Ridge to inform more people about cancer. We are joined this morning by Wilmot's Chief Community Impact Officer, Candace Lucas. Candace, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. Let's talk about this kiosk, and in particular, placing it in a mall, because that is a place where a lot of people go. Everyday people may just be walking through doing some shopping. What do you hope the impact is of this kiosk?
That's right, Matt. We want to be closer to the community. We really want to have that community voice and insight in the work that we're doing through Wilmot. And so just as you said, being in the mall, seeing everyday people, a quite diverse crowd of people, we're hoping to be able to engage them, learn about their issues and concerns, and talk with them about some of the wonderful things we have going on at Wilmot to see how they can better be involved in our work.
And this is timed with Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Talk about the timing of it.
That's correct. So the kiosk that we have opens this month. And so we're doing a big kickoff with the giant colon exhibit, which will be at Center Court at Grease Ridge Mall today. So people will be able to come out, learn a little bit about colorectal cancer, take a tour through the giant colon, and visit our kiosk in the mall as well and get more information.
And this is a first-of-a-kind thing for you folks at Wilmot, having this kiosk in a mall. How did the idea come about?
That's right. This is the first time we're having a permanent space at the mall. Last summer, we were able to do some tabling at the mall, and we were able to recruit a good number of teens for one of the research projects that we were working on vaping and text messaging. And so we realized then that this was a great way to just interact with the community on a very comfortable basis. And so that's where the idea was born. And we have a wonderful board member, Patrick Cunningham, who was able to help us move this forward.
When we talk about cancer, too, one of the biggest things we talk about is staying up to date with medical care and prevention through screening. How do you hope to connect with people when it comes to getting screened for different cancers and knowing maybe if they are somebody who should be screened for a certain type of cancer and the timing of all of that?
Yes. So, in the case of colorectal cancer specifically, screening, the recommended screening age to start is at age 45. And so we do want to get information out to people about that. It used to be 50, but it recently changed to 45. So we want to share that information. We also want to let people know about risk factors for certain cancers. We want to let them know about prevention strategies and how they can reduce their risk of getting cancer. And we also want to be able to recruit them and enroll them in clinical trials that they might be eligible for. So this is all very important information that our community needs to be aware of. Disparities exist between certain races and ethnicities when it comes to cancer care, and mortality. And so we're doing our best to raise as much awareness about this, educate people as much as we can, and do some innovative research so that we can try to bridge some of those gaps.
Yeah, and the mall, a place where you can kind of reach all different parts of our community, if you will. Only a few seconds left, but I'm curious, Candace, do you expect to put up more kiosks like this in different malls or different locations?
Well, the sky's the limit, Matt. Right now, we're starting with the kiosk at Grease Ridge Mall. We want to see how that goes. We'll be there for the full year, so people will be able to stop by our kiosk and get information and give us information as well. We want this to be a two-way street.
Yeah.
We want to hear from the community as much as we want to be able to share our information with them.
Well, it sounds like
we're looking forward to people stopping down today.
Yeah, it sounds like a great resource, and we're looking forward to what you guys can do in the next year with this. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
The story of a Hamlin family planning to adopt a boy from Ukraine, a boy they hosted in December.
And since then, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has only made the family's adoption process more unclear. They also say they fear for the child's safety. This is 11-year-old Alexei. These photos taken this week from an undisclosed location in Ukraine.
I don't exactly know where he is. I know that he's trying to get moved to safety, but other than that, I really don't have a ton of details.
His host mother, Melissa Nowicki, lives in Hamlin. She says he was moved from his orphanage on the Russian border to a bomb shelter when Russia's strikes first began.
He told us that he was woken up very early in the morning. He said they were down there for many hours and he could hear at least 4 very large explosions. So it was hard to hear that he had to go through that.
Nowicki says it's been difficult to communicate with Alexei since the invasion and hasn't heard from him now in several days.
I'm worried about what kind of trauma this is causing him. As a mom, it's just not what you want for any child, let alone, the child that you love.
The Nowicki family is in the process of adopting Alexei through a nonprofit called Host Orphans Worldwide. It was supposed to happen by fall, but now the timeline is uncertain. Jill Krenzer of Brockport plans to host 2 orphans from Ukraine through the same organization this summer. She says parents are relying on each other to navigate the unknown.
We don't know what we would do without one another. This is absolute hell to go through. It's a nightmare. And if we were in it by ourselves, we are all, not really sure how we would ever handle that.
As both moms wait for word from overseas, Nowicki says she's hopeful Alexei will be able to one day call the U.S. home.
We are praying like we never have before.
And the Nowicki family has set up a GoFundMe to help support Alexei's adoption. There are also ways to donate to the nonprofit Host Orphans Worldwide. More information can be found on 13wham.com.